Can you think of a moment with a teacher that really impacted you? Perhaps how you see yourself and even your career trajectory. Because if you can, you are one of many who attribute successes to experiences they had with teachers. And now there's increasing evidence that teachers can affect even well-being later on in adult life. But why are teachers so impactful in our lives? Well, for one, when we are growing up, they tend to be second to parents, the people who we trust more and spend more time with. But also there's evidence that their expectations really impact the way we see ourselves and what we end up choosing to do in our lives. It all started with studies such as the Pygmalion study, a very famous study in the US in the 60s, where two psychologists went to an elementary school and picked 65 students at random who they called the growth Spartans. They informed their teachers that all students had taken these false Harvard tests, and this particular group of 65 had demonstrated the possibility of higher intellectual gains during the year. Now, what they really did was they tested the IQ of all students, 320 in total, at the start and at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, they saw that the 65 students had a higher IQ gain compared to the others. What changed was not the students really in terms of characteristics, but the expectations that teachers had on this particular group. So they were given more attention, the students, the teachers challenged them more, they were more positive in their expectations of them. So all of these seemed to have really affected student attainment. Then later on, that really came to change teaching and learning a little bit all over. John Hattie, for example, is known for his big studies on trying to understand which factors really affect learning. And in his writing, Invisible Learning, he's able to identify teacher expectations as one of the top factors that affects student outcomes in the short run. But what we are seeing as well in career development is that these will affect outcomes later on in life, including decision-making in careers, even well-being. For example, a study in Germany, a recent one in 2022, with 100 adults, got them to identify up to 3 experiences with teachers, and they saw a quantitative correlation between the type of experience they had with the teachers and the self-esteem levels, life satisfaction levels, and levels of resilience during their adult years. So there's a lot of food for thought in how we as adults who might be of trust to children might affect the way children see themselves and the possibilities of that they can pursue one day. It's a little bit of food for thought.